How do you support your gut if you don't know what to eat? If you feel overwhelmed by conflicting advice, complicated meal plans, or just staring into your fridge, not knowing what actually supports your body, you're definitely not alone. In this video, I'm going to show you how to make gut-friendly eating feel simple and doable, and honestly, much less stressful. And there's one small shift that really tends to make everything click into place, and most people skip right over it. The first thing that makes eating for gut health feel so much simpler is this. Start with what to add, not what you need to avoid or take away. A lot of people go immediately into restriction mode. What should I cut out? What should I avoid? And before we get further into that, if you're looking for a step-by-step guide to start feeling better this week, make sure to check out my free Gut Reset Jumpstart Guide. It's linked in the description below this video. In my experience, jumping right into restriction mode makes for a lot of stress right away. When I shifted my focus to adding nourishing foods first, everything started to feel so much more manageable. Instead of asking, what do I need to remove? What do I need to avoid? I started asking, what can I include that supports my body? And something very interesting happens when you do this. The foods that aren't so supportive start to fall away naturally without you having to force anything. And even more interesting, your body starts giving you clear signals about what it actually needs. And we'll talk more about that in a minute. So start by adding, not restricting. That one shift can take so much pressure off. The next piece that makes this actually work is slowing everything down. Instead of changing everything at once, focus on adding one thing at a time. It's really tempting to want to make multiple changes all at once because you're sick of feeling this way. You want to finally make progress. You want to feel better. But here's the thing. That can get overwhelming very quickly in a variety of ways. When you do this, your body doesn't have the time that it needs to adjust. And in my experience, when you do one thing at a time and give your body time and space, you can actually notice what's helping. Quick question. Are you someone who likes to change everything all at once, or do you prefer taking things one step at a time? Leave me a comment and let me know. So once you really slow things down like this, it becomes so much easier to recognize what your body is actually responding to and how. And that's actually what makes choosing meals less confusing, which is where we're going next. So one step at a time leads to much more clarity. So what do you actually eat when you don't know where to start? And before we get into that, if you would like to start making some easy food swaps that reduce cravings, inflammation, and brain fog, be sure to check out my easy real food swaps guide. It's free and it's linked down in the description below this video. Now this is where having a few simple, reliable foods makes everything easier. Instead of trying to keep track and figure out of dozens of foods, I focus on a handful of key ones. First one is meat stock. This is short cooked, made with raw meaty bones, not bone broth. Soups and stews made with meat stock, meat, soft cooked vegetables, animal fat that's in meals, as well as additional animal fat added to meals. So powerful. Probiotic foods like sauerkraut, kefir, and beet kvass. Organ meats like liver, heart, and kidney. Egg yolks. These foods really became my foundation, and I've seen the same for the people that I work with. And once you start focusing on these foods consistently, putting meals together becomes much easier than you'd expect. And there's one simple way to combine these in a way that feels almost automatic. And I'll show you that next. So you don't need a long list of foods. Just a few key consistent ones can make a huge difference. So let's make this really practical. What does this actually look like day to day? So here are some simple meal combinations using these exact foods. So example number one is a chicken soup. So when you cook the chicken this way, making chicken soup, you are making chicken meat stock. You can cook onions and carrots along with the chicken so that they're nice and soft. You can add fresh herbs either during the entire cooking process or at the end, depending on what herbs you're using. And then when you're serving, you stir in some butter. Example number two is beef stew. So you can use meaty beef bones, beef shanks, or something similar, cooked nice and low and slow so that the meat is just tender, fall off the bone. Add some vegetables to cook along so that they're nice and soft. I like peas, carrots, turnips. Adding some bay leaves while cooking gives it a really nice flavor, and then when it's time to serve, you can stir in some extra animal fat. Serve some probiotic food along with it, like a forkful of sauerkraut. Example number 3 is having leftovers from one of these types of meals, pulling it out to heat up a bowl of soup, and then serving that along with a small glass of milk kefir. Example number 4 is taking another recipe that you already enjoy, maybe it's something like meatballs, and adding some liver into the meatballs along with your ground beef. These meals are warm, they're simple to make, they're filling, and they're full of important nutrients that the body uses to make great progress. They don't require complicated prep or constant decision making. And when meals becomes this simple, something shifts, not just in what you're eating, but in how you start feeling about food altogether. It starts to feel so much less stressful and just more natural, fits into your life so much easier. Simple meals are easier to repeat, and that's what builds consistency. The last piece of this might be the most important. Letting go of the idea that you have to get everything exactly right. When people don't know what to eat for gut health, it's usually because they feel like they need to be perfect. But in my experience, that type of pressure actually makes everything way too hard. When you simplify, focus on nourishing foods, and give your body time, everything starts to feel easier and more intuitive. The body gives you feedback. You listen to this, give it the nutrients it needs to support it, and you start to trust what your body's doing. And this is really where everything comes together. Eating stops feeling confusing and it starts feeling natural. You do not need perfection to support your gut. You just need a simple starting point, listening to your body, and being gentle and consistent. So remember, simple meals are easier to repeat. And by simple, I don't mean they're all exactly the same. You can build so much variety into these by treating the example meals I gave you as a template and swapping out the meats and the vegetables and the herbs and the different probiotic foods for many different ones for endless variety. And that is what really builds consistency. So if you don't know what to eat for gut health, I hope this video helped. Start simple. Start with one nourishing food, use it to build one easy meal, and take it one step at a time. Just build from there. Over time, these small steps turn into something that feels natural, sustainable, and supportive for your body, and that is where the real magic happens. And if you would like a shopping list for better hormones, digestion, and mood, make sure to check out my Real Food for Real Results shopping guide. It's free and it's linked down in the description below this video, along with my free Gut Reset Jumpstart guide and my Easy Real Food Swaps guide. So now that you know how to support your gut if you don't know what to eat, you might be wondering what to eat each week to avoid inflammation. But how do you do that? It all starts by watching this video here next, because when you pair what you just learned with what you're about to learn in this video, it's so powerful. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye.